everyone, and welcome to episode 73 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my YouTube channel where I chat about all of my knitting adventures. Today I have a new design to share with you guys that will be out by the time this video goes up on YouTube. It'll be live, so I have a discount code to share with you guys for that as well. I have 0 finished objects, but of course I have works in progress. So let's go ahead and grab something to drink. Let's get started. I realized after I said that I do have 2 finished objects. They are very small finished objects, but they've been finished since the last podcast, so I quickly grabbed those so that we can talk about them in a moment. But first, I want to let you guys know that you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady, and there is a group for this podcast on Ravelry. If you head over to Ravelry, right up at the top, you hit the groups tab, search Crazy Sock Lady Podcast, you're going to find that there. A lot of the times we have giveaways, swapless swaps, any knit-alongs that are going on. The information's going to be over there for those. There's always something fun going on. So head over and join us there if you have not already. And right now we do have a swapless swap going on. Those had taken a break for a month and now they've started back up. Rosalie has listed one with Organized Chaos, which is a yarn dyer I've never used before, so I'm excited to try out their yarn. If you've never done a swapless swap, you get 10 40-yard minis from whatever dyer is listed for that month. And the price for those varies. It ranges from $35 to $45. It depends on where they're shipping to. So you can head over right down here below. There's going to be links to everywhere. I should have said this already. Links to everywhere that you can find me, show notes for this episode, and links to like the swapless swaps. All of that's right down below. So I'll link the thread directly where you can get more information for the swapless swap and sign up if you want. The money is due October 15th and then it will ship November 15th. So head over and take a look if you're interested in getting some minis. And then we also do have the spring and summer sock cowl. This is for any socks that you knit or crochet. Any of those will count. And you just head over and get them entered. It doesn't end until September 23rd, so there's still plenty of time to get a chance to win some prizes for this knit along. And we have a ton. I have all of the prizes listed over in the Ravelry thread, in the chatter thread for this. There's a chatter and an FO thread. And also, if you knit any Crazy Sock Lady designs, patterns, any of my patterns, then you get 2 entries into the knit along. You can list it twice. I think that's all of the administrative stuff. You'll notice I've got a different background. I'm just hopping around. But we recently, very recently, just this past weekend, and actually this whole past week, I've been working on this room. We made a trip to IKEA. We really needed to make this room into more of an office. It's our downstairs bedroom, and it was just kind of, I had my yarn down here, Eric has his guitars down here, but it wasn't really a usable space. We didn't have a desk in here. I wasn't happy with how things were organized in here, so we just took the dive, went to IKEA, got some new cabinets, a new desk, which is in front of me. That's what you guys are propped up on today, and just did some organizing down here. This room has taken me a week, pretty much, to get to where I'm happy with it, but it feels good, fresh, organized, like I can actually come in here and work. And then Eric works from home sometimes, a good bit of the time. If something's going on, or he just has the time that he can work from home, he'll work from home, and he really needs a space where he can go and shut the door and be able to do the phone calls and interviews and things that he does. So this will work great for that, for when he works from home. He'll have the desk to come in here and set up and be able to shut the door, to shut me and the kids' noise out. So overall, this room will just work great for the both of us, and I'm so excited to have it done. Maybe I will include at the end of this episode, I'll kind of just walk around the room and show you guys how I organized everything. I'm really happy with how it came out. I bought there's a small cabinet over here where I put all of my finished shawls and sweaters and things like that. So yeah, I'll do that at the end. I'll include a little walk around of this room. So okay, first off, today I'm going to share with you guys a new design that will come out. I'm recording this on a Thursday, but it's not going to air until Friday. So when this goes up, it'll be out. So this is a sock pattern. I'm sure you're just totally shocked. This is the Roots Run Deep sock pattern. And I have been posting this some on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen, I haven't posted this, but I've posted shared pictures from my testers that have been working it up, who've done such an amazing job working up their socks. So I have the other one here to show you the design on the front, but this is using Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns in the Sprout colorway. And the pattern is written for cuff down. It includes instructions for a slip stitch heel flap, gusset, and then just the normal rounded toe that I include instructions for. And the design only goes down the front of the sock. So here's a peek at the design. I love it. It's very simple. Don't be intimidated by the look of the cable look here. It is basically a 1x1 cable, but I just call it a right cross and a left cross in the pattern, so that their instructions are to do it without a cable needle. For me, that's just a little bit quicker. One of my testers did use a cable needle for the 1x1 cable, so it's just what you prefer, what's easier for you. But I loved this yarn. I loved coming up with this pattern. It was so much fun. I was inspired. The name Roots Run Deep. I hadn't been back to my hometown in quite a while. And if you watch for a while, you know my mother passed in June. So I went back home to be with my sisters, and just being back home in my hometown, I picked up a little bit of the accent while I was there. I'm from West Virginia. So I picked up a little bit, which some people say I already have a little bit of the West Virginia accent all the time. But being back home around my sisters, I picked it up a bit more. Roots Run Deep was inspired by being back in my hometown in June. So this pattern, it will be up on Ravelry when this video goes up. And you can get 15% off if you use the discount code. I'm looking at my notes because I can't remember what it was. The discount code is RRD Socks. For Roots Run Deep socks. RRD socks will get you 15% off. If that's not on the bottom of the screen here, just look in the show notes below and it'll be a link right there where you can go purchase it, and the code will be right there too in the notes. So I hope that you guys enjoy the new design. I really enjoyed coming up with it, and the inspiration behind it was fun. So I hope that you guys have a good time with that one. And let's see, what do we have next? Oh, the finished objects that I did not think that I have, that I do. I finished 2 dishcloths. I haven't knit a dishcloth in ages. I finished 2 of them. So in going through this room, I used to have a set of cubbies right over here that had drawers, like the fabric bins that you could pull out of the cubbies, and one of those bins was just completely full of cotton yarn, and the majority of it, I don't know that there was actually one that was like a full skein. It was mostly scraps of yarn. This one was enough to finish. This is the first one that I did. It was enough to finish 1 whole dishcloth. I didn't have to use 2 little bits or anything for this one. So that one was a pretty good size leftover. I hadn't used very much off of it. And I'll link down below the pattern that I use. It was I think it's a grandma's favorite, grandma's second favorite. It's by PJ Allen. I'll be sure to link it down below. Amber of Yarn Hoarder, it's the one that she uses, and I did do the option. I'm sure that you guys have probably seen the dishcloth with the holes along the sides. I did the option for no holes. I just like that look better. So here's a little close-up of it. Nothing too crazy. Simple dishcloth, easy, quick. It was fun to do. I'm feeling inspired to use up my stash. And these scraps have been around for so long. So I finished that one. And then I started this one to work on when we went to the movies. I took the boys this past Monday. They started school on Tuesday, so I thought Monday it would be fun. Let's go see a movie, get out of the house. And since it's so hot here, you can't really do much outside. So we went to see The Lion King, which was really cute, by the way. So I started this because I didn't have any socks that were really at a good spot that would give me a lot of mindless vanilla knitting during the movie. So I started this dishcloth. And I think I was about right here at the end of the movie. So across right there. And then I didn't have enough of this to finish it out. So I had some yellow. I just grabbed that. And I actually had to use, I had a little bit of yellow that got me to like right here. And then luckily I had a little bit more yellow in another scrap that was the same yellow to finish it off. So I thought those looked good together. And using up those scraps, who doesn't need dishcloths? I just have these. I have a little plastic bin up on top of the cabinets that has things that I've made that I know who they're going to for a gift, or that I've just put aside that could be gifted. And I'm just sticking these in there for now. These are always fun gifts to give to people. And I haven't done that in forever. It's been so long since I've gifted dishcloths. So I'm excited to be using up some of the cotton stash. And I actually have another one started. I've just been, the ones that I've worked on, other than when I worked on it at the movie, I've just been leaving this beside my chair in the living room on the little table that I have. And I'll pick it up and do a row here or there. If I don't, sometimes I sit down and I may only have 5 minutes. And I could grab a project bag and get a sock out and start it. But this has just been nice to have just that dishcloth there. I can pick up and add a couple of rows if I have a very short amount of time to sit down there. And this one, all of this yarn is, I think I do have a little bit of the Knit Picks Dishy in there, but none of this has been Knit Picks Dishy. This is all, none of them have tags on them anymore because like I said, they are all scraps, but they are all either sugar and cream or peaches and cream from like Walmart or Michael's, AC Moore. They are all from big box stores like that. Scraps from years and years and years and years. So much over the years. But this is the other one that I've started. That's about how much I have left of it. And then I grabbed just a purple. It doesn't exactly match, but I thought, yeah, it doesn't matter. So that is what this one will be. And the needles that I'm using, I found when I was cleaning out as well. I totally forgot that I had these. These, I believe, are Knitter's Pride Dreams. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they are. I don't know, I could be totally wrong. I've had these for so long. So the size that I'm using is a US 8. And that's my dishcloths. So I think I kind of went in 2 whips there, but this was right there with them. So thought I would go ahead and show the next one I've started. And I don't know that I'll pull those out and show them every time. I just thought that I would. Thought it would be fun to show you guys something that I've kind of picked back up and I'm hoping to kind of be able to work on here and there and fill some of that bin that's up there up with some dishcloths to gift, maybe at Christmas or for something fun. Okay, so I have quite a few works in progress here. First, I'll show you the one that I have a half finished object. I finished one of my breaking yarn socks. Just a plain vanilla sock. I did a cuff down on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needles, 64 stitches, slip stitch heel flap, And the yarn is, like I said, it's breaking yarn in her Breaking Delphinium colorway. And here's the second one. Well, I guess I am pretty far. I'm almost on the leg. Yeah, I think I probably, I have 2 more rows. And then I'm done with the leg and ready to start the heel. I've really enjoyed this colorway. I just think it is so pretty. I love the purples in it. There's what it looks like caked up. Here's the bag that I've had this, and I know you guys have seen this the past couple of episodes, but it's definitely one of my favorites right now. This is by AB Designs, and I will be sure to link her shop down below for you guys to head over and check out her shop. Such a cute little bag. All right, next work in progress. Let's just go ahead and move through the socks. So the other day, I had a little bit of a crazy cast on day. I don't know what my deal was. I just felt like I wanted to cast everything on, so I kind of did. Not everything, just a couple of things, I guess. I cast on 2 pairs of socks and then the dishcloth. I think that was it. So maybe that's not too crazy, but I hadn't finished anything. That it's very unlike me that I will go that crazy unless I've recently finished something. If I finish something, then I usually go a bit crazy casting on, but I hadn't finished a thing. I just needed to cast on some new projects. So I did. This sock project is in one of my, I think this was probably one of my very first project bags that I bought, and it is definitely one of my favorite. If you cannot tell, I have kind of found so many old treasures going through and organizing my craft stuff. So this is by Amber of Maker's Haven. Back when she was at True Simple Love. So the tag says Simple Love on it. This was before she changed her shop name to Maker's Haven. So fun bag. And I remember being so excited that I was able to snag this in her update because they would go so quickly. So in here I have my August Desert Vista Dyework socks. And the colorway that I picked for this month is Phantom of the Opera. And I decided to do the heel toe do-si-do sock that I recently released. That was part of a kit that Susan of Desert Vista Dyeworks had at SSK. The pattern is up and available now, and so many of you are knitting this up. I just have to pause for a minute and say that I cannot thank you guys enough for buying the pattern, for feeling so inspired to cast it on, for posting your pictures and sharing them with me. I get so excited seeing them. My husband is probably tired of me being like, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one, because I show him most of them. As soon as somebody tags me or shares it with me, if he's sitting there, he gets to see it. I'm just so excited. You guys have just overwhelmed me with your love and support of the heel toe do-si-do sock pattern. I love it. I didn't realize that you guys would love it this much. I hoped that you would. I'm so excited that you have. But anyways, here is my sock in progress. This pattern is just so much fun to do. So it's only on the front. The back is a plain stockinette, so you get a little bit of pattern, a little bit of vanilla, which I think is perfect for self-striping, because it's always so much fun to just see how they knit up vanilla. They're so fun to do. But then sometimes you want a little fun pattern too. So you get both here, and who doesn't love chevrons? So this pattern is an easy 2-row pattern repeat. So easy to memorize, fun to do. I love it so much. It's probably, at the moment, that changes sometimes, but at the moment it's my favorite pattern I've ever designed. I just think it's so fun. I knit most of this up. I had done the cuff when I cast on that day. I don't know if I did the whole cuff that day or not, but the knit group the other day I knit the majority of what you see here, and then I did a couple of rows in the car waiting on Wyatt to come out of school to pick him up. So It's been a lot of fun to do. Last year I attempted to do the year-long Desert Vista Dye Works knit along, and I failed last year in August because of a patterned sock. So I'm hoping this year I have more luck. The one last year was the skew socks, which is, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the pattern. It was just one I really had to pay attention to, and I never finished the second sock. I don't know that I've ever done that, you guys, since I started knitting socks. I don't know that I've ever finished a first sock and never finished the second sock. This one, I never finished the second sock. The pattern, there was, like I said, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the pattern. I just never finished it, so I didn't finish the year-long knit along last year. But this year I'm going to, and my knit group ladies are knitting this sock pattern for their August Desert Vista Dye Works socks as well, so hopefully we don't have another skew sock issue from last year. Let's see, another sock. I have one more sock and then something. Oh my goodness, you guys. I have no finished objects. I have a finished sweater. Where is my brain today? Okay, now I'm excited. Okay, this sock work in progress is in another one of my favorite bags. This is by Nancy of Laughing Stitches. It has a Chloe hair on it, and it says socks on the front. It's super cute. And I really don't, this is probably, like, I don't know why I'm even showing you this because I don't have that much done. So this yarn I showed a couple of podcasts back, and this is from Mad Fuzzy. And they sent me this yarn to try out and kind of give my opinion on it. It is Kevin's 4th of July is the colorway on their Pretty Tough base, which is 80% East Frisian wool and 20% Firestar nylon. So it's a base that I have never used before. Here is what the yarn looks like. Totally 4th of July. I should have done this last month. I had it caked up to do last month. I just never got around to it. And this is the other sock that I cast on, the crazy cast on day. And this is all that I got done. So there's really not that much to show you guys. And I have this on my signature DPNs, US 1 2.25 millimeter. That's what I do all of my socks on. 64 stitches. And it'll get worked on here and there. I need to get the cuff done, and then that'll be some good vanilla knitting to take along in the car or something. So that is really it for that one. And now I seriously just wove the ends in before I sat down to start this on my Rizzo blouse. And then I totally spaced and I'm like, I don't have any finished objects. I think it's because yesterday when I did my show notes, this was not finished. So I didn't think I would get it done by today. And I think I looked at my notes and was like, there's no FOs on those notes, so I don't have any. Sometimes I wonder about myself. Okay, so I still have this in a project bag because, like I said, I just finished weaving in the ends. It has not been blocked, so technically some of you may be saying that's not an FO, but the knitting is done, so it's finished. This is in my bag by Tanny Casey, and this is my Rizzo blouse, which you guys have seen a couple of times, but now it's done. Look at it. Oh my goodness. I love it so much. I haven't even tried it on since I finished. Last time I tried it on, I had finished one of the sleeves because you only do this tiny bit of ribbing on the sleeves to finish it off. And that was the last time I tried it on, when I had finished one of them. So I haven't tried to see how everything's going to fit, but I feel like it's going to fit really nice. The only thing, I can't stand things touching right here on my neck. I feel like I'm going to suffocate. It just, I don't know. I can't stand anything touching right there, putting any pressure. So but I think with blocking it, it'll feel fine. And it's not going to be tight. It's definitely very stretchy. So I don't think it's going to be an issue, but we'll see when I try it on if it drives me insane. But I love this so much. I tried it on after the one sleeve. I tried it on with, I think I had finished the sleeve by then, or maybe I hadn't. Last time I tried it on with the skirt, and I loved it. Now I'm second guessing whether I had finished any sleeves or where I was at that point. I might have still been on the body. I think I was still in the body. I don't even think I'd finished a sleeve. Oh well. I don't know what I'm talking about today, but I love this sweater. I do know that. So the pattern is the Rizzo Blouse by Amy Appel. And it's a cropped, which I was so nervous about, but I have a high-waisted jean skirt. And when I did try it on, I know I hadn't done the ribbing down here. I was checking the length without the ribbing just to make sure with the ribbing it was going to go down over the top of that high-waisted skirt. Just for my own comfortableness and confidence, I needed that to go down, not to show anything right there. I'm not comfortable with that, so I didn't want it showing any of my waist, and it's good. So, a little close up. The yarn is by Bumblebee Acres in the Strawberry Jumble colorway, and the ends are woven in. I just haven't snipped them yet, so that when I block them, anything that kind of stretches and adjusts, I don't have to worry about them pulling out where I've woven in. There'll be enough give there with these ends hanging to kind of adjust how it will. So there's a close-up. I love the eyelet detail. There's the back. It's just plain on the back. So I'm not sure. I thought about blocking this and then attempting to wear it to date night, because Eric and I typically will go out to dinner on Fridays. We've kind of been trying to make that time to focus on a date night once a week. Now the boys are getting a little bit older, so we've been trying to do that. And I thought I might try to wear this on date night, but it is so hot and it's been humid. I can't, even with it being basically no sleeves. There's not a lot there, and cropped and a skirt, I don't think I can do it. I think I'll melt. So I'm not gonna wear it just yet. I'm gonna wait till it cools down. My knit group is going to Flagstaff in September. We're planning another weekend trip up there. So I may block it before then and try to wear it when we go. We usually go to Pearl in the Pines, the local yarn store, and grab something to eat. So I may block it and wear it that day that we go out on the town. So we'll see how the weather is up there. It's always cooler than down here, that's for sure. All right, so that's my finished object that I forgot I had. And let's see, what else was I going to I did swatches for the sweater for my niece Lily, her birthday sweater, and I was good. And now that the Rizzo is done, I'm gonna cast this on probably today if I have time. So I was a good girl and did my swatch, and I had to go down. So backtrack, the pattern that I'm doing is the Little Red Pullover by Mina Phillip of Knitting Expat Designs. So I did my swatch. I did have to go down a needle size to get gauge. So I am very glad that I swatched. Very, very glad I did. So now that I went down a needle size, it's 4 inches. This area right here is 4 inches, and we're good to go. And then when I had this in the bathroom sink down here, soaking before I laid it out, I noticed the water looked pinkish. So I was a little worried about putting that pink with the gray. So I had messaged a couple of knitting friends, and I was like, oh no, I don't know if this is a good idea. And Karen was like, you should do a little swatch and throw it in with a collar catcher and see what happens. So that's what I did. There's my little baby swatch. And I threw it in the sink with a color catcher. If you've never heard of those, look them up. They're genius. You can get them in the laundry aisle right beside the detergents and fabric softener, dryer sheets, stuff like that. And the pink did not bleed onto the gray. So we're good. You don't see any pink on the gray. We should be good because it is a striped sweater. So the swatches are done. I know what needle size I need, and now I can get that started because her birthday is this month. Nothing like the last minute. I do this stuff to myself. I think that is pretty much it for the knitting today. I didn't get anything in the mail since the last time. Looking at my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. Not really a ton of chatter. I talked to you guys already about redoing this room, and like I said, I'll do a little walkthrough and add that at the end of this podcast of the room so you guys can see what it looks like now. I should have done before and after pictures because it was such a crazy disorganized mess in here. The kids started back to school on Tuesday, so they're excited to be back. I'm excited for them to be back. I did have a little bit of a moment after dropping them off because it's just crazy to me that Austin is in 7th grade and Wyatt's in 5th. The time, as you all know, just flies right by, and then you're like, whoa, wait a minute, slow down a bit. But they're happy to be back to school. So that'll wrap it up for today. Stick around and watch the little clip after this video if you're interested in seeing a little tour of how I organized my new office space. I say it's our office space to Eric, but I mean, I kind of took it over, so he can borrow it. I'm totally kidding. Okay, but yes, my stuff did kind of take over this room because yarn. So I hope that you guys have a good couple of weeks until I'm back on here catching up with y'all, and I'll see you soon. Happy knitting. Bye. All right, time for a little tour of the office. So there's the door where you come in, and then to the right, I have these 2 cabinets from IKEA, and I'll link them down below in case anyone is interested. Ignore this over here. We'll get to that in just a moment. So in here is all the yarn. I've got cotton scraps are up there, a couple little kits from Mary Maxim, gifts, different things, and then let's go ahead and open these. On this side there's some sock yarn, sock blanks, and then all fingering weight over here. That's what all that is. And this is sweaters quantity, so there's a mix. There's a good bit of fingering because that's just my favorite, but then I do have some DK, I believe that is right there. Some more fingering weight, some stuff that's caked up, ready to be worked with just for designs. Over here I have self-striping, and then kind of holiday-ish yarns. Fall themed, Halloween themed, and Christmas themed seem to be what my holiday yarns are that I usually get. Then going on down here, I have some tuft woolens, some books, some of my Maker's Haven favorites are right there. Some more books. This is actually empty at the moment. Eventually what I plan putting in here is when I finish a project, I'll put the leftover yarn in there. If it, you know, I don't know my plans for a scrappy blanket once I finish my Cozy Memories, if I'll start another one. But I'm gonna toss them in there and, you know, I'll figure out what to do with them. Down here I have packs of minis, a lot from the Swabla Swaps. Up here I have notions. There's just cases with notions, little tins that I can just grab and throw into a project bag that already have notions in them. Even more notions, lots of notions. These are ready to be socks for Wyatt. I need to get those started. Okay, let's move on to the next side. And these are actually 2 separate cabinets if anyone is interested in getting them. They are two separate cabinets. We just have them sitting beside each other. So over here is more fingering weight, sock yarn, knit picks, and then just some Patton's Croy. I was getting ready to say I'm blanking on the name, but Patton's Croy and different things like that up there. Over here I have some DK, and then there's some crochet thread. This right here is DK and worsted scraps that I'm going to start maybe a shawl or a wrap or something in. Down here is just some various worsted. There's some silk blends in there, some mohair, and let's see, more DK lace weight, podcast prizes. This over here is like some old books that were my grandma's, for blankets, for crocheting. There's cross stitch books here, a couple of little cross stitch kits. Down here I have project bags and more project bags. Little ball sacks over here. Little notions bags that are empty. And needle minders over here. DPN holders, whatever you like to call them. So that is what is in the cabinets. Over here, that's just a bunch of empty bags right now. Down in this whole bin, it's a good sized bin. Look at that, it's pretty big. I've started a magic knot, so some of those, like these right here, are mostly for the magic knot ball. This whole tote thing is full of scraps. It is so crazy. There's the magic knot ball that I started. I mean, the whole thing is just minis. So I need to go through this and see what there's enough of to pass along to other people. Some don't have enough, so they'll just go into a magic knot ball. These totes right here, this is what the minis are gonna go in that I make out of there. But these two bottom totes, I just have stuff that I took out of my stash that I'm gonna take up to Knit Group for them to go through. See if anyone wants any yarn or project bags or anything that I want to pass along to a new home. That is a birthday gift for my friend Jenny that I need to mail out. Then all of Eric's guitars. And then the desk that we got at IKEA as well. I'll link the things for that below. I like that it's just very simple and clean looking and does have some drawers for storage. I love the look of the no drawers, but you gotta have somewhere to put your stuff. So this little chair I love. Eric hates these chairs and he would not let me have them. Well, I mean, he probably would have given in and let me have them at the kitchen table, but he just does not like them. So I didn't push to have them in there, but I really wanted one. So I got it for in here. I just think they're so fun. So I picked that up at Target. I'll link it below if you guys are interested in any of these things. Then I also got this cabinet at Target, and it has finished knitted things in it. And then just a couple of little things up top that were gifts from friends. Some little buttons and things in there. Little pins. And then, like I said, in here I have not all of my finished things because my socks are not down here. They're upstairs, but I have my shawls that I finished, ones that haven't been gifted. I gift a lot of things that I knit. Over here are mitts, hats, cowls, cardigans, and then tees are down here. So it holds what I've knit right now. I've knit more than I thought, I guess, because I thought, oh, that'll last me a good little while, but it's pretty full already. But I think it's a super fun cabinet, and I really wanted to do a little pop of color since everything else is white, so I went with the blue. Then I've got my favorite basket over here that's my finished Rizzo blouse, my finished pavement that need blocked, and then a couple of project bags with scrappy blankets down there. My lady over here is modeling one of my designs. I'll link it down below for you guys. That's with Grace in Your Heart. And over here on the wall, this has been up for a while, so you guys have seen this in the background before of episodes, but just a little board with some of my favorite cards, some fun pictures. Me and my dad right there. I love that photo. Marcus Mumford, because you know, I love him. And then of course I love my husband too. So yeah, just some fun keepsakes over there. Progress keepers. And then down here, I've had this cart for a while and I never really used it, but I decided, I found these little baskets for 99 cents at IKEA. That hook on the side of these. So I grabbed 4 of those and I thought it would be fun to store my needles. So I have some blocking stuff up here, different needle sets that I have. And then I've just put, these are all sock size, 2.25 needles, other circular needles that are fixed. Just some random bits. I have some buttons over here, some of my Crazy Sock Lady pins, crochet hooks. These are DPNs and then just a couple of straights. I don't have very many of those anymore. And then down there I have some more crochet hooks and DPNs down there, and then just some things for swaps and gifts over there. So that is the new space, freshly organized. Hope that you guys enjoyed that little tour, and if anybody is interested in any of the organizing things that I showed, I will try to find everything online and link it down below for you guys so that you can find it if you want. So I hope that you guys have a good day. See you later.